European Union leaders could decide at a summit this week whether to launch formal membership talks with Ukraine. The step would offer a much-needed boost for the war-torn country and provide some security over future foreign assistance for its defence against Russia. But what hoops must Ukraine jump through to keep its EU dream alive? Brussels offered Kyiv candidate status 4 months after Moscow's February 2022 invasion, prompting an immediate rush by Ukrainian authorities to reform priority areas identified by the European Commission.
I want to tell you how impressed we are by the reforms you've made in the midst of a war.
The Commission reported last month that Ukraine had fulfilled 4 of its 7 recommendations. Most requests were aimed at shoring up the rule of law and include hiring anti-corruption officials, preparing the judiciary for a major overhaul, and aligning media legislation with EU standards. The Commission, which suggested the remaining 3 conditions be met before talks were formally launched, said it would assess Ukraine's progress again next March. By last Friday, lawmakers had passed legislation to meet virtually everyone. But accomplishing short-term requirements is just one part of the bid. The Commission has made sweeping policy change suggestions across multiple sectors by the end of 2024, covering areas from public administration to food safety. Ukraine is expected to prove its fight against graft, intensify its crackdown on large-scale illegal smuggling, reform law enforcement, and find ways to reintegrate displaced Ukrainians into the labour market to bolster the economy. There are a number of more granular measures too, like improving the country's state statistics collection and getting its intellectual property rights rules in line with those of the EU. Political challenges lie ahead too. Despite the Commission's support, any decision requires the unanimous backing of EU leaders, and not everyone is keen on Ukraine joining. Hungary has emerged as the bloc's top critic of Kyiv's membership bid. European officials say another summit might be needed early next year if leader Viktor Orban continues to resist talks and additional financial support for Ukraine. Some also say that Kyiv's window to push ahead with more reforms may be narrow. An expert from the New Europe Centre think tank in Kyiv says the Western Balkans' protracted membership process shows accession is not always merit-based and equally dependent on intra-bloc politics. And one European diplomat in Kyiv, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said it will be crucial for Ukraine to demonstrate steady progress to avoid flagging enthusiasm within the EU. Essentially, the stars need to align on multiple fronts for Ukraine to get a true chance at being the bloc's 28th member.